His name is Frank Morris, and he wants me to help launch his NFT project, but he's going to tell you all about it. So Frank, come on down. Frank, how you doing?
Very well.
Yeah, have a seat with me here. All right, so thank you so much for coming by. Tell us a little bit about what you're looking to do in the NFT space.
Well, it's all a new space. So I feel like part of it, we can chart our own course. And I was talking with JUNVERSE, and JUNVERSE said, well, politics is a lot of attention. Everybody's interested in politics. So I crafted a couple of books, which I think would make 30 or 40 NFTs. And it's not just America. Did you know that the guy in El Salvador who broke out crypto, the first nation in the world to accept Bitcoin, calls himself the coolest dictator on earth? The coolest dictator who's involved with Bitcoin. Well, goodness, he needs, what does he need, Joey?
He needs an NFT.
He needs an NFT. He needs an NFT. Well,
cheers, man.
It's called the artist Moko. So Frank Morris, Moko is everywhere. Moko is in Zimbabwe. We could talk about Moko's in Ukraine. Moko's everywhere. And the political perspective of trying to bring light to these nefarious individuals who run things. And I think people enjoy that. I think they'll find that interesting.
Yeah, I mean, what you've shown me so far, it's very funny, it's very creative, and it's something that I would love to help promote. And tell us a little bit about like what you've come up with here, what you brought with.
So I tried to picture, how does Trump think of himself? And he thinks of himself as the greatest man that ever lived. And he also made mention, did you know he's a better artist than Michelangelo and Da Vinci combined? He is.
That's what he says.
That's what he knows. He knows that. So I figured there's opportunity there to bring light and NFTs to the world based on this perspective. And of course, we now have our President Joe Biden. And Joe, well, I think Joe thinks of himself as the Lone Ranger with an ice cream. Anyway, so I figured and of course, people complain about inflation. Well, if you give out $2 trillion in cash, you're going to have inflation. Thank you, Bernie. So Bernie gets an NFT too.
No one's safe here, folks. If you're in the political world, Frank Morris is going to create an NFT.
Moko.
It's going to be hilarious. Moko. So yeah, tell people how to follow you on your different social media or how we can look up what you're doing.
Moko368 on Twitter is live. Facebook, not so much. And I just got involved with Truth Central, Mr. Trump's space, his Twitter space, his new reformed social media space. So that'll be fun too. Because what's interesting is our Republican friends don't get the joke. They don't get the joke. They love this book.
Can we buy, is it able to purchase now? Or?
Yeah, the two books are on Etsy and Amazon.
Okay.
So on Amazon, you have to look up artists known as Moko, Trump Moko, Biden Moko. It'll come up on Amazon. Etsy, just the titles, The Greatest Man That Ever Lived by Trump. And of course, Let's Go Brandon, which I think speaks to the greatness of America. You know that story at all?
I'm familiar with the nickname. But
do you know where it came from? So this guy named Brandon won a race. He won a speed race. And the tens of thousands of people they're chanting, blank Joe Biden, blank Joe Biden, blank, tens of thousands of people as this young woman is introducing the guy who won the race. So the guy says, what are they saying? And she says, let's go Brandon. And I love that. You can't do that in Russia. You can't do that in China. You could do it here. So that's what I think is the greatness of America. We have right to free expression. We have right to our own ideas. And I think the NFT space is a wonderful platform, a wonderful way to communicate those ideas, have a good time. What did you say, Joey? We all rise. What was that one?
We all gonna make it.
Yeah, that's it. We all, it's an acronym, right?
WAGME is the acronym.
Nice. We're all gonna make it. I love that. I think that's real positive. And that's why I'm happy to talk to JUNVERSE and Joey and see what comes next, because I think the future is very positive. involving JUNVERSE and Joey's efforts and the NFT space in general. Art for art's sake is a wonderful way to look at the world.
Yes, well said, Frank. You figured out the NFT community is amazing pretty quickly. So you've been out here all week for NFT.NYC, right?
Well, I live on Long Island. I came in to see the JUNVERSE events, and mostly just the JUNVERSE events, because I see them as the top of the mark here involved in this space. They're making a great effort to get the word out, and that's what we need. So it's just yours, Joe. Just
I
yours.
appreciate that.
Just yours. Where's your drink?
Cheers.
So what?
Yeah, you and Jamil Hassan both. Jamil Hassan got invited to all these events this week, and he only came to my event on Tuesday. So I feel honored that you and him, great minds, are choosing my events. You know, that's very humbling. So what would you say, like, what's a really cool, crazy thing you saw this week out at NFT.NYC?
I was very, very impressed with all the pictures on the screens, the thousands, and it shows that these images can correlate to real world art. And I thought that was really neat. I think that really levels the playing field, which again, this is all new cutting edge space. Web3 and the fact that a new artist can break in, get their word out at a very low price point, and then grow their what they used to call their oeuvre, what their body of work, and they can share it. And I think that's really, really neat. And hope, as I said, lower the buy-in, even the playing field for artists around the world.
Yeah, absolutely. We're decentralizing one messed up system after another in this blockchain world. And it's great to have you around. I'm really glad you came to my event, and I'm looking forward to getting this project on the blockchain for you.
What's nice about it, the way I'm approaching it just for fun, is Andy Warhol had the factory. So it wasn't all of Andy's work. It was work that was created under his direction, his tutelage. So I've actually had people approach me. Am I off? I've had people that have approached me that want to put their perspective on our storefront.
Yeah,
it's pretty neat.
Awesome. Yeah, well, Frank, I really appreciate you taking the time to come out here and follow him on Twitter. Stay tuned for the NFT collection. These books are hilarious. They're super creative. If nothing else, they're going to make you smile and laugh, and, you know, we're all going to make it. Right,
we're all going to
Frank?
make it.
All right. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. All right. So next, I'm